Now that you've downloaded Screencast-O-Matic, let's look at some hints and tips on how to use it. I've actually created a PowerPoint. Now, whilst you can screencast anything on your laptop, the combination of PowerPoint and screencasting provides a much more interactive tool in that you can connect to the web, use PowerPoint highlighting tools to emphasise text, or add a video. So it's a very powerful combination. First of all, here is my PowerPoint. You can see the slides I've created. Let's make it a slideshow. First of all is how to download Screencast-O-Matic. As we discussed in that previous video, there is a fantastic help page also available on Screencast-O-Matic. Do use it. It has help videos on all sorts of topics such as setting the microphone up, the webcam, how to record, set up captions, a whole range of help topics. Secondly, I've just given you another overview on the comparison between free Screencast-O-Matic and the professional version. Now we get down to business, because this is where we start our recording, the toolbar. Now, the recording toolbar offers a number of choices. Each time you open the free version from your desktop or taskbar, you'll need to select free version for this toolbar to appear. Now, the first button, of course, is our recording button. Now, it's good to remember there are hotkeys, Alt-P. This allows you to pause during your recording. It's a great idea to use Alt-P, especially if you need some thinking time. And then you can use Alt-P to resume your recording. Secondly, you need to decide whether you're going to record from your primary sound capture drive, either on your laptop or whatever other electronic device that you're using, or a microphone. I tend to use the sound capture on my laptop because it's an excellent quality. If you're using an external microphone, there is some sound control available. The next option that you will have to make a decision on is whether to have full screen or a specific size. The recording I'm doing at the moment is at full screen, and I do tend to do full screen most of the time. One thing to remember though is if you're using the webcam, and I'm not using the webcam at the moment, you will lose your webcam as you're recording with full screen. Just be aware of that. It is still recording, but you won't be able to see it as you're speaking. Of course, this is where you turn on your integrated webcam or turn it off, as I have done. Once your video is created, as I've done here, you can review it and make decisions about your file type, the size, and any additions such as captions or notes. This is the video type up here. Now, I tend to save to either an AVI or a MP4, and that really does depend on you. When it comes to size though, I do recommend you save it to the largest size, the best quality. If you wish to email it or upload it to the web later, these files can be compressed in another editing program, but you've still got your best quality original. Now, notes and captions can be added. I don't tend to add notes very much. If you do add notes, you'll find that they'll appear just here on the screen. You will need to set up a time when they are to appear, and that's very, very easy to do. With captions, and you can see a caption here, they're much more visible and I find them much more useful. If you are going to create a caption though, you need to create your caption in a text file. And I often tend to do that in Microsoft Word, but I save it as a plain text file. And you'll need to do that for it to be recognised. In the image here, you can see that I have put two captions. The first one you can see on the screen capture, and the first caption is shown for the first 5.5 seconds. So it's 0 to 5.5 seconds. I've also set up a second caption, and that will start at 1 minute 20 seconds and end at 2 minutes. Before you save, you'll be asked to have a look at some of the options, to show notes, show the mouse cursor, and show the mouse halo. I find the mouse halo very useful as it shows my audience exactly where I'm going on the screen. Then you'll be asked to save the video. With the free Screencast-O-Matic, you can't save it onto the program site, but you can save it into your own folder. Here are some tips from Guido, which I'll go through very quickly. These have helped me when I've been creating screencasts. Some people don't like the clack of the keys, and he suggests an external microphone or a US keyboard and move it as far away from the microphone as possible. Lots of experimentation. You'll need to do that to find your own style. It's okay to make mistakes, and I think videos need to show a little bit of your personality, or they become very mundane and boring. Think about including your face in the lower corner. As you can see here, I've left a space for that webcam, even though I've turned the webcam off. Use those shortcuts, the Alt-P, that will give you thinking time. Have a script prepared. You mightn't follow your script exactly, but at least you've got an outline and you'll sound a little bit more professional. Film with good lighting, especially if you're using your webcam. And if you're using the webcam, be very conservative with your hand gestures. It can be very distracting, especially if you move your hands in front of you or your face. They can look very big. I actually have to sit on my hands because I'm a person who talks with their hands. Now, finally, some of the aspects I talked about earlier, that the power of using PowerPoint and screencasting together. Now, some of our students are using screencasting and PowerPoint to interpret text or video to submit as a multimodal assessment. For instance, here with a piece of text, we can go into the PowerPoint highlighter, and as they're talking on the screen to their teacher, they can highlight the text that they're talking about. We can go back here and we can look at the pen, and we can highlight certain parts of the text with that as well. They can also add in a video. Now, I know a number of students have added in videos and talked about that video. One teacher was telling me that a boy actually videotaped himself for HPE doing sport and then could discuss the physical aspects for his teacher. This one here is a book trailer that was submitted. Now, the student can either talk through the video, discussing the aspects of the video they'd like you to be aware of, or as a teacher, you can use Screencast-O-Matic and PowerPoint to provide feedback on their video or their text. Okay, we can talk about the imagery and how we're engaged by the terminology they used, etc., etc. This is my bibliography, and I hope that I've helped you discover some of the fantastic aspects of screencasting, especially in conjunction with PowerPoint.